Finally, I'm super excited. Not today, right now at 11:30 Central European Summertime, I will starting on my next, let's say, larger project, and I'm excited because I didn't start a large private project or a larger private project for quite some time now due to a lot of professional requirements in my daily work. But today I'm starting the Project Radar project here, and this one is super special because I have something special in mind. I want to basically do some kind of live coding on a big project with 100 and plus hours of development time planned at this point. And I not only want to record every single minute I am working on this project in form of a video recording. Actually, I will not post maybe I post everything as a long form, but I will do condense things then. But I also plan to deeply analyze every single step and every single activity I spent during these videos, and then I can condense lessons learned and things from it. The reason I do this is because I want to fully generate the complete code of this project. So this will be purely AI coded, so that I finally have an argument for all the guys out there who say you can only use AI coding in the July of 2025 for prototyping stuff, and it really cannot do software development. I will prove you wrong, because I have the experience that with enough thought you actually can pull this off. Maybe it's not will not be working. So I never did a fully generated project this size so far. So we will see how far we get. I think architecture is one of the important parts, but let's see. So let's see, can I click here? So what is this about? So I want to create a opportunity spotting and evaluating and tracking platform software thing. So this means I am working as a freelance developer consultant for a couple of decades now, and what I want to do is I want to have kind of a ingestion pipeline. Every time I spot a potential project opportunity, I want to just copy paste the input, drop it somewhere, and I want to have AI magic extract data, evaluate this against my own preferences and skills and everything, and then create a nice Kanban style project management platform on top of this. I will come to details later, and if I have the pipeline in place, I can also create automated crawlers, obviously, so that I actually can, and this is why it's called a radar, that I can actually let the system have its eye opens for potentially super interesting opportunities. And the main idea is to have these AI evaluators who can actually judge the project against my own preferences and my own availability and my skills. And by doing so, just immediately can judge if this would be something I would be highly interested in. And so this is my opportunity spotting and tracking system I want to build. This is Project Radar. I have some quirks planned, so this will be a rather complex production grade project from scratch. So I plan to deliberately over-engineer this to a certain degree because I want to both build some infrastructure, I want to both build some interesting back-end technology. So we will be using event sourcing in the main application, for example, and I want to build my own event store with some quirks that are not available in the actual implementations I found so far. So we will have infrastructure components, we will have like backend technology. So I'm own backend development. Plus the UI, plus the crawlers. This is a distributed microservice application. Will be fully message based, so reactive. So interesting architecture. absolutely over-engineered for a private project for myself. I could do this. I could pull this off basically in 20 hours if I would go with a single user thing. But doing all this stuff right, including recording and everything, I plan for 100 hours. And since I cannot do this full time, this is planned to go within 4 weeks. So then I want to take these recordings and my own time tracking tool, Manic Time, which I can only recommend to everybody out there, to do a deep analysis. So I want to actually see how long did I wait for the AI? How much time did I spend prompting? How much time did I spend reviewing? How much time did I spend bug fixing and everything? I also want to actually really measure all costs related to the AI, so tokens and flat rates and whatnot. And I want to condense on a regular basis the lessons learned, best practices, and create some YouTube content from it. So this is the project. My goal I have with this project is, in the end, my major goal really is to have this functional open source opportunity management system for myself. So I want to create this for myself. I wanted to do this for quite some time now. But given the scope of the project, this is something which could be potentially commercialized. So I will put this under an open source, I'm not exactly sure how they are called, a fair use license, where I allow everybody to work on it, increment on it, and use it for themselves, even in a commercial setting, but not commercialized application themselves. For like 2 to 3 years or so, and afterwards it's really open source. So this will be the license. So maybe if this gets better than I even expect, this will be a candidate to create a SaaS application from, because it's super helpful. And then I want to have a data-driven productivity analysis, which can help me to further increase my throughput down the line. So what I really want to see is where do I spend my time? How could I potentially increase my throughput by parallelizing something different, by doing parallel development, and by taking me out of the loop, by chunking things better. So this analysis will give me huge insights to increase my workflow, given the rising capabilities of AI tools which are coming down the line. Also, I like to teach people and teach what I learned, and also learn to learn from others. So there will be many lessons learned and many tweaks for my workflow during this project, and I really want to publish some of the best practices. And last not least, I want to sharpen my own public profile. So I'm doing this publicly here so that I can reference to it and basically prove that I'm actually kind of know what I do with these tools. So this is the only thing I prepared so far. So apart from some brainstorming I did already, this is what I'm heading for. This is a little architecture diagram. Again, I deliberately over-engineer this for my use case, but it might be a very great opportunity, a very great architecture. Let's see, here's the RabbitMQ down the line. So we will basically have two major components. We have the interactive component, which is the UI, where we can work on the projects with the Kanban boards and all this. And we will have an ingestion pipeline where crawlers or UI components spot potentially new opportunities, process them, and then pass them down to the interactive component. So this is the main architecture. The greenish things here are basically the components I will be working on. So we will have a UI, we have crawler components, we have an ingestion pipeline, which will be consisting of microservices. So this is not technically not a monolith. We can roll out multiple Docker containers and switch them in production in different settings. I will create again my own event store system, So for persisting events, this is the event sourcing pattern here. So we're getting in basically commands, or I just call them UI events because command is a bit ambiguous with what I planned. So commands are coming in, they are processed by command handlers or event handlers, and they basically do their business logic evaluation, storing this in the event source, in event stores, and basically raising then events to the, again here on the bus, to the domain events. The domain events will be consumed by a kind of projector which puts them in an RDB, and this is wrong, it's not command handler, it's a query handler, and the UI can then query basically this one. So I will go to this into more detail when I start the project. So we will have these 4 major building blocks, and we will use Postgres and RabbitMQ for infrastructure, and everything will be containerized. This is basically the super broad overview. Then let's see, where did I do this? Here, I have some super rough scratches of the UI. So I imagine something like an inbox where everything which was spotted and identified as a new opportunity comes in from upstream, from the crawler, and for me to basically evaluate and check off. And I can basically archive everything at every time. And if I want to continue with this, I send it to the backlog. Then we have this backloggy thing here, where the main idea of the backlog is that I want to basically prioritize. So I want to drag and drop, like in a classical Scrum board, for example, Scrum backlog. So I want to drag and drop them, edit them, and basically also can archive them, so throw them away, and then start the if I really want to engage with the project, with the customer, I can actually hit start. Then we get to the active section, which is Kanban-like. And here we have the new things. We can drag and drop in this direction. We can resort them. And then I need to come up with some states. This is only idea. So basically I made first contact, or tried to make first contact with the customer. We had some presentation or some initial contact with the agency or the customer. We had a meeting, we sent a proposal, whatever. So and in the end we can win or lose the project. And not part of this project so far is the actual handling. So I will not put in the CRM yet. So email handling and contact management will not be within the scope of this 4 weeks, but I want to have this here, this nice board. So this is the goal. Right, and let me show you one thing, because it's something I always love. This here is the super pristine folder, basic folder, X-ray project radar. I just created like before I started recording the video, so like 10 minutes ago. And I don't know about you, but for me, this is a super attractive state of things, because in my feeling, software development is mainly an art form if you do it right. So this empty project folder here, I imagine, must feel to me something like a marble block for a sculpture, or a blank sheet for an author, or a canvas for a painter or something. This is basically a blank sheet, and now from my pure imagination I can create basically anything. So give me the time and resources and I can rebuild potentially any kind of software you can imagine, big and small. I can rebuild SAP, give me just enough decades to do this, and good AI support. And from here, this is a pure act of creation, and it's always feeling super thrilling to me to start a project like this. This is a crazy situation, because I did so many projects during the last 40 years. So I started at the age of 9 with programming, that obviously you you get a feeling that you have a clear idea in your head and you know what you want to do. And normally the start is easy, so you make the first progress, and then you get into situations where you take a wrong turn and you have to revert and do things like this. And sometimes you can just not pull it off within the constraints you set to yourself. So there is a real danger that this will lead to huge frustration, like every project I ever started. On the other hand, if you can pull this off, then after a couple of hours or weeks or months, you have a complete new thing in the world created purely by your own imagination with a keyboard and a mouse. So there's nothing physical here, and this is something which is out there, which its own inherent beauty in the code itself and its usefulness, hopefully, in the application. And I always find it fascinating that this is something which is just flowing out of my imagination now into these tools, and combined with a little time and a keyboard, something will start to exist from this empty folder here. And yeah, this is why I'm excited to engage. And obviously, just as a side note, I like to program a lot. I like to play a lot, or used to, because I do not have the time. So I'm an old school World of Warcraft player, and I have a couple of high level characters built over the decades, but my main draw to World of Warcraft is actually restarting yet another character. So if you start a level 1 character in any game, in any massive multiplayer game which has been around a long time, then you have both the familiarity, so you know exactly what will be happening, and you know every quest and everything that's happening. I did everything 1,000 times, literally 1,000 times, and I must have built at least several hundred. I think we can go in the thousands of level 1 characters, which are sometimes I level them up to level 10, or sometimes I even throw them away at level 3, and some go all the way up to whatever the cap is at the point. And this is something similar. So starting and engaging is something fresh, and you can just put your own stamp on everything. And even though you have a clear idea and path of where this will be going, you cannot actually predict where this will be ending. So you're, even with something you really understand deep down, like me, World of Warcraft, I know every corner in WoW, and I think I know quite a lot about project development and software development, especially with the stack we were going for here. But still, I cannot predict if this will be becoming a great experience or a really draw on my own self-esteem or whatever. So this I just wanted to show you. This is Windsurf, by the way. So we will not be working a lot of Windsurf. We will be mainly working in Cloud Code, and I will use Windsurf as my IDE when I work on the Linux side of things, so WSL. And I will be using Rider, my trusted Rider IDE, on the checked out on the versions of the code which are checked out to Windows. But I will come to this later. So, and this is now just a super empty folder, pristine, like the pristine canvas of a painter. And now, after this rambling, I will start to paint, and hopefully you can get something out of it, I can get something out of it, and hopefully this will be a huge success. So stay tuned.